Hello, I'm Josh, and welcome back to the playthrough of Pikmin.
Pikmin! Yeah, we're going back to the Forest Navel to finish off whatever we can finish off here, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
I just thought this is called the Forest Navel, and this is where we pick up the blue aquatic Pikmin. So, navel, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's because the force mission is in the shape of a belly button.
Oh, okay.
I'm
It
saying
is?
it's a pun.
That pun flew right over his head.
Oh, well, yeah. Anyways, what we're gonna do is get out 30 reds, 20 yellows, and 50 blues. One of the few times where we actually have to get out all the Pikmin for something. Well, that's actually because I insanely multitask on this part, but yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I just thought these Pikmin do correspond to Star Trek colours. You know, the yellow uniforms are command, the blue is science, and the red shirt is security. So, and actually the red ones are the most common ones. So, and probably the most expendable. There you go.
And the strongest.
That's actually pretty cool, actually. I never noticed that.
Come with me, red shirts.
And the blues. Yeah.
Wait,
and the blues are probably the most useful.
Isn't it that the red ones always die first, though?
Yeah, that's hence the red shirt joke. Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess the red Pikmin die most, but there's also a lot more red Pikmin than you'll end up with anyways.
Yeah.
One thing that I hate doing in Pikmin is sometimes you'll end up stuck, like having only one thing left to do in the area, and you're just sitting there waiting around. Waiting for that area to finish.
Yeah.
That's kind of part of RTSs in a way. Sometimes
Yeah.
you just have to wait for your moment.
Mm-hmm. One RTS I do like in a way is that's kind of like that, but kind of not, is Fire Emblem. In Fire Emblem, sometimes you'll have to wait for reinforcements to come so you can kill them so that you can rout all the enemies.
Yeah. Now, I just noticed when some of the blue Pikmin were set on fire, they ran instantly to the water.
Yeah, that's... Pikmin AI is actually kind of well programmed, it's just sometimes some of the things that they're programmed with are really not all that smart.
It's extremely well programmed for the time, though.
Yeah. Like, they'll do some smart things like that they're kind of directed to, but some other things they won't do very good at all.
Well, with the exception of having a few red Pikmin walk into the water before, I would say I haven't seen the Pikmin do something monumentally stupid.
You'll notice that sometimes they'll be you'll be sitting near a dead enemy that you don't really want to carry up, but they'll insist on yeah, we're gonna take this guy back to the ship, and you're not gonna argue with that.
Yeah, we haven't
and then they'll
eaten.
keep persisting on doing that.
Yeah. For some reason with this part, the analog computer, I always think you need like 25 or 30 Pikmin to carry it, but then I always surprisingly find out it's only 20. So that's why I was bringing a large amount of Pikmin. Like here I brought 30.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, it always seems to be just with this part I always overestimate the number of Pikmin. I don't know why.
Oh well, it's fine if you overestimate it because you get more Pikmin to carry the stuff with.
Yeah, but in a way it's also bad because you could have been doing other things with those Pikmin.
Yeah, I guess. Oh, that's why you brought 30 red Pikmin, because of that fact.
Yeah.
So they can carry it through this. And so you don't have your blue Pikmin die.
Uh-huh.
You know, surprisingly, Olimar has gotten... one thing I've noticed about this game is, once you've played for a while, it actually looks pretty easy. Like, it looks like Olimar is a pro somehow at it, even though it's, like, supposedly his first time ever making it to the planet.
Enslaving creatures is just something I have a knack for, I guess.
Maybe that's his job. He goes to planets. He makes it look like an accident, and then enslaves all the creatures to do his bidding.
And then after he gets the hang of it, he comes back and gets them to make money for him. Pikmin 2.
Yeah. And then other planets decide, these things are good for enslaving. Let's go back there and do what Hokage did.
Planet.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
that makes sense to get fruit for their starving planet. I can see that's fine. That's kind of a good thing to do, but Olimar in the first game just enslaves them for doing work that he could probably do on his own.
Well, the parts are rather big.
I guess.
Anyways, with this part, there is a glitch that can happen where the part's physics whack out, and the part can fall into the abyss. If this does happen, you do have to restart the day to get that part. So, because if you come back on another day with the programming of shipped parts being where you left them, it would still be like in the abyss. It never happened to me before, but as you can see with the Pikmin carrying that part, the physics do get whacked out when they fall off edges. So.
You're a much better multitasker than I am, actually, now that I notice this. One thing with each and every Pikmin game is Pikmin 1 had only one character for you to control. Pikmin 2 added another character that you can control for multitasking purposes. Then Pikmin 3 was originally supposed to have you have 4 people walking around with you. But then Pikmin 3 changed that and only had 3.
Yeah.
Which is kind of weird. I don't know what happened to the 4th guy. I don't even remember what he looks like, but I know he was kind of Olimar-ish looking.
No, he was Louis-ish looking. There's still pictures of him online, obviously. He had green hair, and he was really tall like Louis, and had a purple spacesuit.
Oh, okay.
And his hair covered his eyes, like an emo person, so...
Oh, like that emo, the emo guy from Sonic Lost Worlds, kind of?
Yeah, like that. That guy's super emo. If you've seen the trailer where he actually speaks, I'm like, oh my god, that's more emo than I thought.
Kind of looks like Lewis from Brain Scratch too.
I should dub him Emo-Mar.
Emo-Mar?
No,
okay, what?
The green-haired guy. But yeah, that email from... No, but the particular email from Lost World, his name is Zor.
Zor.
And actually, I think he might be my favourite member of the Deadly Six. Just 'cause
I haven't watched the trailers enough, so I don't really know what they really sound like. But yeah.
Well, his email, but I find it funny.
Mhm.
Yeah. It's probably my favorite Deadly Six.
I think it might actually be a parody of Shadow, in a way, or...
Yeah, well, that probably could be the case, because what I've noticed with some of the newer Sonic games, like Sonic Colors and Sonic Generations, they have slight points where they're mocking the other games.
Yeah.
Like, Sonic Colors has this one thing hit the moon, which is probably them making fun of the thing. What is the thing? The Sonic Adventure 2, that's the thing.
Yeah, the game we commentated over, just the last game we commentated over, besides the few parts of Luigi's Mansion we did.
Yeah.
So hard to remember.
I don't remember what we talked about in Luigi's Mansion, so... There's no way I'm gonna remember what we talked about in Adventure 2.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, it's recorded on YouTube.
The gravity jumper. Why they don't
Yeah.
go to spring, who knows?
In beta, actually, the spring was golden.
Oh really?
Yeah. You can actually see it in the final game, in the credits, if you 100% the game, which we will be seeing, so...
Really? So... They have it golden in if you 100% the game. Is it like some bonus ending thing?
No, it's like there's like a bonus enemy reel that like shows footage of all the enemies and stuff. But you can obviously tell that the enemy reel was recorded while the game was in beta because there's a lot of stuff like in weird places. And in the background you can see the gravity jumper with a golden texture. So, yeah.
I'm guessing
Anyway.
this one is an optional part. Am I right?
No.
What?
There's one optional part per area, except for in the Distant Spring, where there's 2 optional parts. The optional part for this area was the space float, which we got from the bread bug that I explained in the last part.
Oh, okay. Well, what it said there was that Olimar said, my daughter gave this to me. So it's like, oh, so it's an optional part then.
For some reason, it isn't. And also, for some reason, a pillow, which is the pilot seat, is a required part. So if you have every part except for the pillow, you cannot launch off with the pillow, even though you launched off with the pillow previous days before, and you will crash to the earth. And can't get out of the atmosphere and die because of lack of pillow. So...
the bonus parts, could you grab those rather than getting, the mandatory parts? Like, the non-bonus parts? Could you get 25, with the bonus parts? And could you leave the area?
Yeah, but you'd get, just the regular ending, and not the 100% ending. I actually added in the, other 2 alternate endings in the final part, so you will be seeing that.
Oh, okay.
But, yeah. The normal ending's probably the most boring out of the 3, so...
The normal ending, yeah. I think the bad ending's kind of funny, too, with how that happens.
Yeah, it is. But I'm not gonna spoil it for Jeff.
No, it's... you'll have a good laugh of it.
Yeah. I hate it when the ship part goes in when I'm in the middle of combat. It's always so nerve-wracking.
Especially when you forget. One time I got into one of these when I was playing Pikmin 3, where it's like, you got a new fruit back, and it was looking over the fruit. It said, press A, so I was like, I'm just gonna go to the bathroom. So I went to the bathroom, and then when I came back, I was in the middle of fighting the boss. The boss of the area, so like 20 of my Pikmin died there, so I had to pause and restart the whole level.
And yay, another ship part right after the last one in the middle of the same combat sequence. Same battle, and the enemy isn't even that hard. It's a freaking shearwig, like one of the weakest enemies in the game.
If I could find 16 more, I should be able to increase my ship's range. What? Hold on, 16 more.
Yeah, I got 14 parts so far.
No, it said you had 13 parts.
No, oh yeah.
Oh yeah, the final.
Oh yeah, because I just unlocked the Distant Spring without me noticing. So yeah. Oh, I unlock it. In this part or last part or whenever I unlocked it, but I don't go to it until a long time later because I want to complete the first 3 areas until I go to the Distant Spring. So.
Okay,
yeah.
That's sort of a final trial kind of thing.
Yeah.
Other than the actual
like
final trial in this game.
Yeah, the actual level called the final trial.
One thing I'm gonna compliment now, because this is actually the first time I've gone 5 parts into a playthrough without complimenting music in a game, but a lot of the music in this game is quite relaxing. If you guys can hear it over our voices.
Yeah, I enjoy it. Except for the boss music in Pikmin 3. And Pikmin 2.
Pikmin 3, I don't really remember the boss music, but that's probably because it probably wasn't all that good.
Yeah, I think the boss music's different for every boss in Pikmin 3, so it's a little unrememberable. But in Pikmin 2, it's always the same. It's like dun 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 dun. It's probably one of my favorite tracks in the Pikmin.
Oh yeah, I remember it now. Well, that part that you just reminded me of, I do remember that part now.
Yeah. I think it's only played once in Pikmin 3 when you fight the what was it? The bug-eyed Crawmad. That's what I think it's called.
No, I don't really remember the bosses' names.
Well, it wasn't a boss, it was just an enemy. What? How far are you with Pikmin 3?
I am in the 4th area. I've noticed Louie all over the place, but I don't know what to do next. I got the
Oh, okay, then you...
I got the pink Pikmin, but I don't know what to do after that. So
Okay, so you never, fought the Chromad yet.
no.
Which isn't a boss, it's just like, a tough enemy. This is actually considered a boss, which I defeated in, 3 seconds flat.
I was about to ask if it was a boss, but 2 seconds later.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, Ted said something about that on the Brain Scratch playthrough. He's like, "Oh, this is a boss battle, by the way, guys. If you don't believe me, just Google it."
Yeah, it's pretty easy. It's probably the easiest boss in the game. The boss actually does do something, to attack. It can spray a poisonous spray on your Pikmin to make them turn into mushroom Pikmin, which you can search up online to see what they look like. I'll probably pop it up on the screen in post or something. But, your Pikmin basically attack Olimar. It's very, very devastating. So that's why it's considered a boss. But if you know what to do, it's very easy to, kill. And I always thought this, part was an apple slice when I was a kid.
It actually does kind of look like an apple slice.
Yeah, I was like, why does the ship need an apple slice to fly? It's actually the wing.
Oh yeah. One thing about the dolphin here, the SS Dolphin, the airship, it's actually in some places in Mario Galaxy. It's actually used as a planetoid in that game.
More specifically, the ship in Pikmin,
Oh
2.
yeah, the Pikmin 2 ship,
Because it has
actually.
two,
That's what it
because it has
is.
2 cockpits. Yeah.
Mhm.
Oddly enough, there's the ship is different in Pikmin 2 and in 3, so there's 3 different ships in the game.
I think the SS Strike's
But
probably the coolest, though. It has the coolest name.
I kind of like the Dolphin the best, just because it's like the ship that you are kind of like building up through Pikmin 1, and you remember it the most and stuff.
Mhm.
But the one I definitely like the least is the Pikmin 2 ship, because it's just so annoying. Anyways, we'll see you in part 6, where we visit the impact site again.
See you guys then.
Yep, then. See you then.